by Nirala. And when Nirala writes on Tagore, after translating him, writing on him, then what does he do? He is overwhelmed by Tagore's poetry. He is able to identify this is it. So he writes Tagore and Tulsi. He writes Tagore and Goethe. Mind you, this person did not know anything about methodology of your comparative literature. Look at it, he is comparing it with the major writers. Then he becomes one of the precursors of Chayavad, which is often called as romantic Hindi romanticism, romantic movement, but which is not, which is different altogether. You know, because it is Chayavad and Rahasyavad combined in one. So Nirala becomes an altogether different voice, different from Mahadevi Verma, different from Prasad, different from Mitra Nandan Pant. In fact, they fight. And he questions Tagore also. He said Tagore is writing about Brahm, but which Brahm is this? Is it the Brahm of Upanishad or Brahm of Brahma Samaj? And then he, so what is that? He is receiving what is to be received, and what is to be rejected, that also he does. This is what is important. And then the people who read Nirala and then became romantic poets during that period, that's another story. So what is literariness is important, but what is important is this interliterariness. Comparative literature celebrates this interliterariness, that all of us are connected in some way, in a major way, and that those interconnections are to be understood. Otherwise, in itself, in himself or in herself, everybody is great. But then the greatness, we come to realize how great you are when you come close to the works of the other kind. Comparative literature, I hope at least, would help you in understanding literariness of literature and realizing and studying this interliterariness of all literatures in relation to the kind of cumulative experience and that manifestation that we have would be understood by us. Thank you very much. I don't have time for questions.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. See you. You are also going to